I feel so lucky to be part of Loop38, which is a new music ensemble in Houston that just started this year by Yvonne Chen and Jerry Ho. Two great friends of mine, people I respect so much as musicians, and we're having a fundraiser right now, and I thought I would just make a video, to ask for money, but also just to talk about why I think new music is really important and to talk about some of the really moving experiences I've had with new music. And I don't know. Yeah, I think it's so important. I guess what I love about new music is I love being challenged by things. I really like things that I don't understand, which is a lot of things. And I really like that with music. There can be so many different meanings, and that's why I love talking about music with people. I love hearing all the different things that they think of. It's just such an imaginative endeavor. And I've studied music most of my life, starting since when I was 4, and I feel like a lot of the more classical repertoire comes more naturally to me now when I listen to it. I've been taught how to listen to these things, and it's really fun for me. It's kind of like reading. I really like reading things that are going to challenge me, that are going to be difficult for me, even if they're in the same language technically. I want things to be new, because art should be nourishing, but they should also challenge the beliefs that you have and the ideas that you have. I really believe that. And if I hadn't encountered a lot of the books that I thought were challenging and pieces of music that I thought were challenging, I think I would be a much less whole person right now. So yeah, I just so my first experience with new music ever, I think, was when I was 16 at the Aspen Music Festival. They were doing Cordelliano's Third Symphony, Circus Maximus, and the program notes, he says it's intended to reflect the decadence of the ancient Roman Empire with modern entertainment culture. And, that was like 10 years ago, but it completely foresaw the obsession we were about to have with reality TV, live tweeting everything, Facebook, just such visual intensity. Some of the movement titles, like, it's kind of like a mass. There's introitus and stuff, but there's also screen siren and channel surfing, which is just this jarring, intense skipping from channel to channel. And I'd never seen something that was kind of that culturally relevant before in terms of music. That was literally meant to be social commentary. I'd just never seen that. And it portrayed kind of the isolation of technology so beautifully. It was haunting. And it was tragic. It ends with a 12-gauge shotgun being fired. And I remember seeing friends of mine weeping, leaving. It was traumatic. And a lot of things about our culture kind of is. The lack of privacy, all of this stuff that was about to happen. I look back on this piece and I think, wow, it really could tell the future. So that was my first experience, and that's when I became I remember I journaled about it that night. I didn't even think I probably just started journaling from that piece because it was so shocking, and it showed me the potential of music to speak to social events. The next really impactful experience I had was I went to the Banff percussion program, Roots and Rhizomes, as part of a string quartet to premiere a piece by Bob Becker. And it was so fun because I loved pretending to be a percussionist and working with Steve Schick and all of these like percussion greats was incredible. Aboriginal dance program was going on at the same time. So fun to watch all of that. But they did, he's dead now. He died in 1998, but Grisey, the kind of like the father of spectralism, they did his Le Noir de l'Étoile, which has real pulsar music in it. And so I remember the percussionists were set up around the audience, and we were in almost total darkness, and just hearing this primitive rhythmic pulsar, and knowing that that's actually something out there. And being in Banff, surrounded by all these mountains, I had a moment of, I mean, for me, I mean, we're all self-absorbed, but for me, I had one total moment where I think I was able to step outside of my self-absorption and realize that the entire universe is alive. And it was a really incredible moment for me, stepping outside of my body and feeling like I was really participating in the universe, listening to something so far away. I felt like I was in love a little bit, which sounds crazy, but this ancient pulsing thing I felt so close to. So it was really meaningful. And then Frederick Rajeski, he has these pieces coming together in Attica, with words by Sam Melville, an inmate at the Attica State Prison, who died the year after writing the text as a result of a wound during prison riots. And there's this incredible piece. I was lucky enough, when I was at Aspen a few years ago now, to be a part of the Aspen Contemporary Ensemble. Just for like a week, I played Sarajevo's Graal Theatra, the violin part, with all of the amazing people who were there that summer. And they put on this incredible house concert somewhere else, and I'm so lucky that I knew them and I was able to go, because it was like, not the biggest space, but I remember I was sitting so close to the performers. They were probably like, I don't know, probably not that close, but and they're coming together in Attica, and it's with a speaker who's saying these words over and over again. It's a minimalist piece. And I remember sitting there and I was like, oh, I'm about to lose it. And I remember just trying to focus on the performers so that I wouldn't start bawling. I was so surprised by how viscerally emotions were taking over me. And I was looking at all of their faces and I realized, oh, they're about to lose it too. And I just remember like the entire, like the audience, the performers, everyone just dissolved into this like sobbing, incredible experience that we shared. And that is the closest I've ever felt to people in a performance. Just the crying together, the realization of the music and what the words meant. And it was so moving. And that leads me to the next piece that it's also a Rajeski piece. Yvonne Chen, who is a co-founder of Loop38, she had an incredible recital, and you should look this up online because she put it on YouTube, but she did Rajeski's De Profundis, which is for speaking pianist, and it's about Oscar Wilde, when he was imprisoned, about his like homosexuality and stuff. It's an incredible work. I had to stay in the hall after her performance of this, and I had to cry. I just sobbed by myself in Duncan Hall because I was so moved by Oscar Wilde's words, Rajeski's setting of it, and the things that the pianist has to do, the sobbing, the speaking, the singing, everything. And she did it so incredibly, and she, in general, is someone that I think just, she is so great at programming and picking pieces that are so meaningful, and she can do them so well. That was one of the most meaningful performances I've seen of anything, and it's an honor to be a part of something that she started. And I read De Profundis right after, and I was working on Britten Concerto, another person that I, not to reduce anyone to their homosexuality, but I, am passionate about including that aspect of composers in their works, and just reading about how people have been treated because of that is horrifying, and it added an element of understanding for me to have seen that performance. And that's what is so amazing about new music. all of the music that we play, I love all the older music that we play, and I think they're time capsules. I say that all the time. They're time capsules. They give us a sense of, they're our journalism of people's feelings at the time, and they are so truthful to how people felt, and they're historical artifacts in that sense. And we need to be supporting new music being written right now, because that's what we're doing right now. I know that eventually we'll listen to music being written right now today, and we'll be able to hear, the response to the election. We will be able to hear the apathy, the response to technology, and what it's doing to our, time, attention span, our ability to communicate. All of these things, I believe, are subconsciously in all the things we're writing, and it's just so important to support and listen to and play new music. I'm so lucky to be a part of it. I loved our concert this last week. I try not to be super indulgent when I'm performing, but I did actually cry while playing the Haas, because it was such a moving piece for me, the In Vain, which we did in Rothko Chapel, and which I blogged about separately in another video. But I had the single tear rolling down, which was, I felt decadent, but it was genuine. These pieces are really moving, and they speak to our history now that we're making, and also to the existential condition of being human. Thanks for watching. Please consider donating to our fundraiser, which ends in about a week. I'll link it as well. But I'm so excited to be part of something that's presenting challenging, nourishing, thoughtful music, and I hope you will support us. Okay, thanks for watching.